Listen Loud FM.
Good afternoon, listeners.
I am Martin.
And I am Richard.
And it's time for our monthly segment,
Fruit and Veg.
Today we'll be covering
another underground artistic event
at the popular Humber Street venue,
Fruits. We also have a one-off live recording
of a fantastic ska punk local band,
Counting Coins, can you believe?
Then we will be following up
with the monthly guide
to what is happening
in your local area of Hull.
Fruit and Veg. Fruit and Veg.
So, firstly we go on to our events reporter,
Jonathan Orrick,
who will be attending the showing of
the infamous movie
RoboCop
at Fruit last Sunday,
with some exclusive interviews
from the people at the top.
Hello and welcome to our monthly visit to Fruit. Tonight we have two exclusive interviews with the venue manager, Jake Jardine, and the organiser of Cult Cinema Sunday, Damien Greco.
Have you been to a Cult Cinema before?
Yeah, quite a few times. I like the films and good night out, cheap and fun.
It's a good way of seeing films that you might have already seen before, but in a more social environment. It's just friendly and nice.
What have you enjoyed about tonight?
Absolutely everything.
Now let us talk to Jake. How did the idea of Fruit come about?
The council had bought all the properties down Humber Street, and they had a sum of money. I think they were actually sort of like a lot of the buildings were scheduled to be knocked down, and a lot of the fascias were going to be kept and they were going to be reused. But the money dried up for that when the recession hit, so they had to sort of reassess what they were going to do with all the properties down Humber Street. So they offered it out to sort of small businesses, local businesses, with grants, to take on the leases for, short-term lease for the warehouses down Humber Street. So my boss, Dave Mays, who owns Welly nightclub, he came in with a proposal to get Fruit up and off the ground, like a multi-purpose art space, which is what we're sort of operating now.
How do you feel Fruit has changed Hull?
I'd like to think that we've sort of, like, through the diversity of what we've been doing at Fruit over the last couple of years, I'd like to think that we've sort of opened the sort of like the gates a little bit on sort of creativity or creative thinking, and how it's sort of how you can apply new ideas to events, really, I suppose. You don't have to just go to a gig, sort of passé as you would sort of like, I don't know, going to the Adelphi or to say Lamp or whatever. It's sort of the idea of putting an event on rather than just a gig.
Here we have Damien. Good evening, Damien.
Hi there, you alright?
Fine, thank you.
Good.
How do you decide on what films to show?
Basically, it's stuff that I think's cool, with a bit of the nostalgia angle, because the majority of the kind of material I've shown is kind of from my era growing up watching movies, so 80s and 90s. Looking at things like, from the job that I teach, reading on the subject, looking at things like classic cult cinema lists online or in books. And again, like things like we're doing an audience vote this month, so we're asking the public to pick a film that they want to see. So there's an element of interactivity. I want the customers to kind of tell me and kind of tell me what they want to see, as well as me just kind of dictating it to them. But ultimately kind of stuff that's fun, entertaining, that is memorable, that's got a bit of a kind of angle to it. Like we do kind of specialist food, specialist drink, the music playlists get themed to the movies. So something where you've got to kind of build a package around it, as opposed to just passively just coming and sitting and watching a movie.
Where do you see Cult Cinema Sunday in a few years?
It's been going from strength to strength over the last year. We're coming to our first anniversary, and I've got an idea running at the moment to take it beyond kind of just the Fruit environment. I'm looking at doing a pop-up screening where we'll take the film to a screening environment that suits the movie. So one of the ideas I had was at the Deep venue to show Jaws there and kind of theme the whole event around the venue, or maybe like a horror movie like The Omen in a church or something like that. So I'd like to think in about a couple of years' time the brand would be going really well. We'd be doing more interesting kind of events, and we'd raise more awareness for the night. It does prove really popular, but I kind of want people, they do queuing up to get in, queue outside, but I want every event to be busy and kind of people getting more buzz about the night, really.
Aggressive attitude.
Wow, I remember seeing that as a youngster.
Currently, folks, Martin is attempting the robot dance. Strange.
Hey, I'm the best dancer you've ever seen. Anyway, the moment for the Counting Coins.
And their latest track
that they recorded for us.
Live in the studio earlier today.
sample. For example, my mind's at rest. I put it to the test. I put it to the test. Ignore my better judgment, pursue this lifestyle, but that's okay. It makes me smile. You know it makes me smile. In the red, a cog in the system will slowly make its way around. In the red, purpose for this system will never be found. In the red, abandoned ship, this vessel's going down. In the red, keep your head above the water, don't let yourself drown. No bad time, just bad state of mind. No such thing as a failure, just another reason to try. Things I think really matter, run around my head. Lots of my ambitions have been left for dead. Looking at what I can see, not what I can achieve. Better judgment knows life's got more up its sleeve. Focused on what I know, is back on what I believe. Better judgment knows this could be the death of me. In the red, a cog in the system will slowly make its way around. In the red, purpose for this system will never be found. In the red, abandoned ship, this vessel's going down. In the red, keep your head above the water, don't let yourself drown. What do I try? What do I even bother with the negative side? I got love for my brother. Keep watching up, we'll always have each other. You don't know what's on the corner where the chips will fall. Faces of friends keep my fire burning bright. Source of fuel is running out, solution out in sight. I've been through that state of mind, that golden atmosphere. What happened to our lust for life, the way we used to feel? Used to think I'd always have what I need to carry on, but since I've fallen off the road, I'm not sure how to get back on. Days have passed so fast, now wasted to years. I listen to the music, all of this disappears. Go! Break it down! Empty bottles fill the room, recurring dreams and rituals, watching me go. Oh, stench of scent pollute the air. 10 man and 4 man clan this year, imperfect contribution, keep to the revolution. In the red, in the red, in the red, in the red.
Next, we have an exclusive interview
With some of the key members.
of the Counting Coins themselves.
Exclusive.
Hello, my name is Benjamin McGrill with Listen Loud FM, Fruit and Veg. Today we have Counting Coins lead singer Harry Burnby,
Thanks for having us on here. Nice to meet you, Ben.
and we are going to ask him a few little questions. What are the Counting Coins?
The name Counting Coins was devised by me and a guy who's actually left the band now, but it originally came from the fact that we're all skint, and a lot of the stuff that we sing about, that we talk about, is stuff that only skint people, the downtrodden and, you know, the less fortunate as far as money goes, would understand. So that's where the name comes from. Obviously, if you're skint, then you have to count your coins. If you're rich, you never have to worry about counting coins. That's the origin of the name, yeah.
What are your influences for the band?
The influences for the band spans quite far. I mean, there's a lot of influences that have come from a lot of different people. You know, there is 6 members of the band, so we're all throwing in different influences. But mainly for me, as a personal thing, I'd have to say a lot of hip-hop bands, a lot of rock and roll bands, a lot of punk bands and a lot of ska bands. So obviously typical stuff like Madness, The Specials, all that stuff from the 80s. Going back further than rock and roll stuff, like American stuff, Johnny Cash, Eddie Cochran, that's all heavy influences of mine. And like I said, the hip-hop stuff, so stuff like Tribe Called Quest, Wu-Tang Clan, going back to, you know, Slick Rick, all that sort of early 80s cream of the crop hip-hop, you know, that's all been very instrumental in my music taste.
What festival would you play in if you had to? What year?
Ooh, God, that is an amazing question. There's a lot of great festivals out there, and I'm a big fan of a lot of the festivals, but it'd have to be one of the early Glastonburys or, you know, even Woodstock. I don't know if we'd go down very good if we jumped in a time machine, went back all those years and started playing our material to one of those crowds, but that's definitely got to be where it is, you know, one of the real classic festivals back in the good old days. But, I mean, on a modern take on that question, there's a big festival that happens yearly in Blackpool, which is a punk ska reggae festival called Rebellion. We'd love to be on that, but yeah, that's a more realistic thing.
What artist would you like to collaborate with the band?
Again, such a good question, but so vast. There's such a lot of artists and music that I love so much. Names that spring to mind, I mean, it'd have to be Joe Strummer, the lead singer of The Clash, who's like my all-time idol, and I respect him so much for what he's done with his music. If I could bring him back from the dead, that'd definitely be the one.
If you had to be put on a film soundtrack, what would it be?
Good question. I'd love to say Pulp Fiction. That is my all-time favourite film, but if I'm being honest, I don't know if we'd go with that. I think any of the old classic cult films I'd love to be involved with. A Coen Brothers film, because they're so varied, I think we'd definitely fit in some of their stuff somewhere down the line.
Have you got any gigs coming up?
Yeah, we've got a few things coming up. We've got a gig the end of this month at the Ellerby Club. We've got a gig middle of next month at the Corn Exchange. This is all in Hull. July, we've got a festival in London called Pleasure Gardens, which is going to be quite big. We're doing a thing in York, September. That's the Forest of Galtres Festival. Again, quite big. A lot of big artists there as well to look out for. We've got our album, which we're in the middle of recording now, so that should be coming up in the next few months. Yeah, that's not even been named yet. That's our exclusive, that is. Keep your eyes out for that if you're interested.
What is your message to your audience?
Well, we've always got quite heavy political messages. There's various different things that we try and say with our songs, but our main message is, as long as the music's good, you're going to have a good time.
Thank you very much, Harry.
Well, that was some really interesting information
From some awesome local talent.
Let's keep an eye out on them, shall we?
Definitely, they could go far.
Agreed. Anyhow, now for some
Trivia time!
Woohoo! Yes, we have 5 interesting facts for you.
Okay, Richard, number 1. The filming of the movie Titanic cost more than the Titanic itself.
That is a budget of epic proportions. Number 2. There's enough wire in the suspension cables of the Humber Bridge to go round the globe.
This is gonna blow your mind. Number 3. Giraffes are unable to cough.
Well, Martin, number 4. The annual 8-day Hull Fair in October is more than 700 years old, can you believe? And it is the largest travelling fair of its type in Europe.
And I'm still yet to win a massive cuddly bear.
Oh.
Number 5. The average person has 100,000 hairs on their head. This, of course, excludes Richard.
Yeah. Thanks for that, Martin. At least I don't have messy and floppy hair.
Touché, my friend.
Well, there you go. Interesting. Oh, what?
Certainly was.
So next, we're going to give you
the What's On guide
for events at Fruits
this month of May.
Well, Friday the 4th of May, Club Manchester presents the Total Stone Roses.
Wow, that's a backlash from the past. Sunday the 6th of May, Sunday special different languages with Shonky.
And Monday the 7th of May, it's Ghost Poets.
Wednesday the 9th of May, Cowboys from Hull present The Colour Line, Ellerby, The Battalions and Pastel Jack.
Wow, that's a mouthful. Thursday, May 10th, the fun way to buy vintage clothing in the one and only Basket Case.
Saturday the 12th of May, nearly new sale on Baby Boutique, Mama's Market.
And later on Saturday the 12th of May, it's Blancmange. I'm so tall. You raise me and then you make me fall.
Excellent work there with the wordplay. Sunday the 13th of May, we have Willie Mason.
Willie Mason. On Monday the 14th of May, it's the Teenage Dirtbags themselves, Wheatus, plus support from MC Lars, Math the Band and Como.
Now after that incredible lineup, we're going to give you a little break until Sunday the 20th of May, where we hit it hard with the Humber Street Market.
And as the Titans we are, Sunday the 20th of May also plays host to Cult Cinema Sunday, presenting Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Now moving forward in the week to the 23rd of May, the Wednesday, we've got the Crooks.
Thursday the 24th of May, also known as Richard Ellerby's birthday, it's Black Delta Movement, plus Little Night Terrors.
Thank you for that very subtle hint. Now there's no excuse for any of our listeners to not get Richard a gift, as I will not be getting him one at all.
You can post your gifts to the Horncastle Building, Hull College, HU1 3DG.
And moving forward from that terrible plug of a present gift, we'll have Saturday the 26th of May, Mick Ronson's Legacy. Well, that's us done for today, buddies.
Yes, it is, and we hope you've had as much fun as we have.
Yes, we do, and that you'll be back for some more
slices of the action next time.
With him, Richard.
And him, Martin.
On Fruit and Veg.
Thank you for listening.
Bye for now.
Listen Loud FM.